Let's see, there are 11 fundamental rights. Let's see one by one. There is only one article 51A, part 4A is added to the constitution, that is fundamental rights. As we know, there are only two amendments, 42nd and 86th constitutional amendment. 42nd 10, 86th is one amendment. Total 11 fundamental duties. Let's see one by one what are the duties which we need to follow. So first duty is about the constitution, respect its ideals and institutions, national flag and national anthem. National flag, national anthem, ideals, these are all the important to do the respect. And the second fundamental duty is the noble ideals that inspired from the national struggle for the freedom. National struggle for the freedom. Freedom fighters, we have to get the inspiration from the freedom fighters and their ideals. This is second fundamental duty. And the third one, uphold and protect the sovereignty and unity and integrity of the India. As we know in the preamble, they are dealing about that fraternity, which means the brotherhood. So on the sovereignty, unity and integrity, which is important to uphold and protect. And the fourth fundamental duty, defend the country and render the national service when called upon to do so. And the fifth fundamental duty is to promote the harmony and spirit of common brotherhood. This is important. Promote the harmony and spirit of brotherhood among all the people of the India, transcending religious, linguistic, regional, sectional diversities, and to the renounce practice derogatory to the dignity of the woman. And the sixth fundamental right, to value and preserve the rich heritage of the country's composite culture. And seventh fundamental duty is to protect and improve the natural environment, including the forest, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and compassion living creatures. Eighth one, to develop the scientific temper and humanism and the spirit of inquiry and reform. Ninth one, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence. The 10th one, they strive towards the excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity. So these 10 are the added by the 14th Amendment Act. This 11th one is added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. 86th is to provide the opportunity for the education to children. Word. Sorry. Between the age of 6 and 14 years. 6 to 14 years. So opportunity to education for the 6 to 14 years age group. This is added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. As we know already, this is important for the preliminary exam. Originally, we have only 10 fundamental duties in the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. If any people ask for the constitutional amendment has itself giving the fundamental duties, this is not. This is added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act after the independence 1976. One more fundamental duty is added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. Total 11 fundamental duties. Originally, Constitution doesn't have the fundamental duties. Fundamental duties added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, which is recommended by the Swaran Singh Committee. And one more fundamental duty added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. When it comes to the some of the important fundamental duties which are required to remember. Oh, sorry, it's not going erased. Okay. So just remember that fundamental duties, this is important. And then noble ideals inspired from the national leaders, this is important. Unity and sovereignty and integrity of the nation, that is also important. Value and preserve the rich heritage, this is also important. To promote the harmony and the common brotherhood, this is also important. And the scientific temper and humanism, safeguard. And last one, this is the most important, sometimes asked for the preliminary exams and the mains also. If we add this, we will get the more marks. To provide the opportunity for the education to each child and word between the age of 6 to 14 years. This is important. Let's see what are the features It is available in the fundamental duties. What are the critics and what are the significance of the fundamental duties? Let's see one by one. Features of the fundamental duties. There are four different features available. The first one, some of them are the moral, some of them are moral duties, while others are the civic duties. And cherish noble ideals, freedom struggles, and moral perception, and respecting the constitution and national flag, national anthem, and civic duty. This is related to moral duties. While there are two features. One is the moral duty has to follow. Second one is the civic duty must be follow. So they refer to such values which has been the part of the Indian tradition, mythology, religious and practices. In other words, essential content is the codification of the task integral to the Indian way of life. This is value to being the part of the Indian tradition, mythology, religious and practices. This is the one of the best feature in the fundamental duties. And then third is unlike that some of the fundamental rights extended to all the persons, whether the citizens and foreigners. Fundamental duties is for the all the people, for Indian citizen or foreigners. When it comes to the fundamental rights, fundamental duties, this is only exclusively for the Indian people, not for the foreigners or aliens. And the last point, directive principles. Fundamental duties are also non-justiciable like a directive principles. Fundamental duties are not justiciable in nature. We can't go to any court directly if in case of any violation. So there is no any legal sanction. These are all the best features in the fundamental duties. So fundamental critics.